This is the time where I lived one whole week as a samurai, the fearless warriors of Japan. I ate like them and trained like them, and this is what happened.
So it is currently Tuesday, and my challenge starts tomorrow on Wednesday. I am actually a little nervous, but genuinely excited to see the results and, see what's gonna happen. I think school may be a little bit of a difficulty to, wrap my schedule around, but it should work out in the end. So without further ado, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Here we go, day one of the challenge. I gracefully got out of bed and changed from my nightgown into my normal clothes. From there, I put my hair up in a sort of samurai bun style. It's not the best, but I'm still pretty proud of myself. Then I went outside and did my morning meditation, where I focused on breathing and being present in the moment.
So, I just finished my morning meditation for around 2 minutes, and even in that short amount of time, I feel a lot more alive and just alert in general. I just feel ready to tackle the day. So, let's do just that and get some breakfast. Okay, so for breakfast today, we have a beautiful Fuji apple, a ripe punnet of strawberries, and of course, gotta have the rice. Let's eat.
Now, strawberries are actually a very common fruit in Japan, not to mention some of them being quite expensive. So I started by rinsing them one by one under the sink and placing them on a paper towel to dry.
I'm joking.
I then went on to cut the strawberries into four equal pieces, surprisingly without taking off my own hand along with it.
So the next part of this breakfast is just some simple rice. Funnily enough, white rice, like this, was only fed to upperclassmen of Japan, like daimyos or the emperor, while samurais and peasants, on the other hand, were fed with brown rice, which at the time was very coarse and unappetizing, to say the least. This was the closest I could get, however. We had already steamed and cleaned this rice prior to recording, so all I have to do now is shove it in the microwave. Just add a pinch of salt, and we are good to go. So while our rice is heating up, I will be cutting up this delicious apple. All you gotta do is give it a tap, 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 and you got yourself some beautiful apple slices, people. It's that easy. Okay, and now we have the basic breakfast of a samurai. Assorted fruit and a bowl of rice. Pretty simple in nature, but nourishing nonetheless.
A few moments later.
Okay, so a really common method of cooking in Japan is pickling. I just saw this really simple recipe by Joshua Wiseman on YouTube, and I'm pretty sure I have all the ingredients necessary to make it. So, let's get cooking. So I got some nice red onions and carrots pickling in this little Pyrex dish.
And after putting them in the fridge, I brushed my teeth and got ready to go outside for my workout. And this is where I ran 4 laps around my whole figure backyard. Look at me go.
That's one. That's the fourth one. Let's keep going. Now on to 50 jumping jacks. Whew, I'm ready.
I'm not sure why, but whenever I look back at the footage with the jumping jacks all sped up, it reminds me of those acupuncture human model things.
46,
Kinda weird.
47, 48, 49, and 50. Whew. Let's do another 50. One, two,
Okay, at
three.
this point, I did go a little overboard with the extra 50 jumping jacks, but it was still a good cardio workout, so
47, 48, 49, and that's 100 jumping jacks. Wasn't as bad as I thought. First set of sit-ups.
Here, as you can obviously see, I'm using my fence to hold down my feet in order to do some sit-ups. However, in this case, samurais would use either logs or rocks to stabilize. You may be wondering why I'm punching the fence though. That's simply a form of conditioning. To put it simply, slow and steady microfractures in the bone can eventually heal up to make that bone denser and more strong when done responsibly.
I lost count. Dang it, no. I think that's 10. A little more than 10. It's all good exercise. Okay, so these next ones I'd like to call rubber band sit-ups. Firstly, because you have nothing stabilizing your feet, but secondly is because you're engaging both your upper and lower body. So it's kind of like tugging and pushing on a rubber band. Yeah, let's do this.
Essentially, this is a combination of a V-sit with normal sit-ups.
That's the first set of 10. Take a 10-second break and do the second set. Okay, that was quick, 10 seconds.
To be honest, these were much harder than expected.
8, 9, one more. Okay, that is 20 elastic band sit-ups. Whew, feeling good.
Nextly, I thought it'd be fun to try some tree sit-ups. You know those ones in the intense training montages in those movies? Well, after many failed attempts, as you can see here on screen, I eventually had an idea.
There we go. I am determined to do at least one tree sit-up today. I need to do it, so I think I have a solution. A little bit of cheating, but whatever. Solution. I put down box. I step on box, get to tree. Seems solid. Okay, let's try it. Okay, seems good. Oh, yeah, there we go. I can't let go. Dang it. So as it turns out, the branch that I was hanging from was way too thick and my legs couldn't get like a good grasp on it. So if I were to let my hands go, I would definitely fall. It's a bummer that I can't do it, but maybe in one of the later days I can find a better suited area to do some tree sit-ups. Because I was really excited doing those, you know, they're really cool in the movies. So I think that's the end of my workout for today. Just, you know, some good core and cardio. Yeah, I'm pretty hungry, so let's go get some supper.
Oops, looks like I forgot the plank, but it wasn't anything special, just the standard 3-minute plank.
With the plank now out of the way, it is finally time to go get some supper.
Tonight for supper was a delicious Japanese curry my mom made. It had tofu, peas, peppers, and a nice side of rice to go along with it. Now, when most people think of samurai, their minds often jump to the armor-clad warriors fighting in fierce battles. But the way of the samurai goes far deeper than just swinging swords. Their lives are often connected to the cherry blossom tree, being beautiful yet brief, both in a poetic and literal sense. They can also express themselves in the form of music. This one here is actually playing a shakuhachi, which is a traditional Japanese flute made of bamboo. The closest thing I had was just a standard flute, and I don't even know how to play that.
So I've managed to put the flute together without breaking it, and I just looked up a fingering chart telling me what keys to press down with what fingers. All I have to get down now is the embouchure, and from what I've seen, it's kind of a whistling motion. Kind of like that. Sorry, my whistling's terrible. But I'll do what I think is right first, and if it's not, well, there's always the internet. Hold on. Okay, I think I'm onto something here. Yeah, okay, I think it's working, okay. Yeah, okay. First try, let's go, baby!
The next few minutes just consisted of me trying to refine my technique on the flute. The embouchure was quite a bit harder than I initially expected.
Ah, okay.
The thing that caught me off guard most, though, was how out of breath I was when I finished playing.
Whoa. Oh my god. I feel really lightheaded right now. Newfound respect for flute players.
Huh?
Flute. I'm gonna hop on the piano to take a break from this. So it is painfully obvious that I need to keep working on the flute. However, on the piano here, I will be using the Iwato scale, which sounds like this. It was originally used for a tuning instrument called koto, which is like a long Japanese harp. I'm gonna do a little freestyle and see what I can come up with. So that is the end of day one, and I'm happy to say that it was pretty easy. I wasn't really feeling hungry too often, and the exercises were actually a lot of fun. Now tomorrow I'm going into school, so I won't be able to film the morning, but I'll definitely fill you guys in on what happens when I get home. So let's see what tomorrow holds. Bye.
As soon as I got home from school, I started to work on some musubi with the pickled vegetables and spam. The saltiness of the spam, as well as the acidity of the pickled vegetables, went really well with sticky rice. Definitely a 10 out of 10. And after giving all the leftovers to the sous chef, I started getting ready to go to Taekwondo, where we did a full body workout and sparring, which is like a simulated fight with padding. Then I came home and had some leftover Japanese curry for dinner. Friday was much of the same stuff. I ate some tuna and hard-boiled eggs, both of which were really good. I went back to Taekwondo to train with the demo team, a group of performers who do stuff like this. And this. And this. And this. Those were the times. Oh, where was I? Oh, yeah, back to the video. Saturday started off with a nice cup of herbal tea. Then after my morning meditation, I started on an agility course like this. Moving forward, I touched all the red cones in a zigzag pattern, and then moving back, in the same pattern, I touched all the yellow cones. I repeated this 4 times. Afterwards, I started to work on some kicking combos. This one was a roundhouse kick, spinning hook kick, and 360 hook kick. This next one was roundhouse kick, 360 roundhouse kick, and spinning hook kick.
Whew, that was amazing. Set 1.
Now on to the push-ups. For the first set, I did 15 clapping push-ups. For the second set, I did push-ups on my fingertips, which is another way of conditioning my hands. For the third and final set, I just did some regular knuckle push-ups. Nextly, I did 3 sets of 15 squats. I sped this up tremendously quick because do you really want to see me do that many squats? Before I started working with my sword, I wanted to try and do some pull-ups on the Tree of Disappointment. And you can guess how that went.
Okay, so this branch right next to me right here, I can't even do pull-ups on it. It's so thick. So just like the tree setups, I'm gonna have to try and find a better tree to do it later on in the week. Whew, that's a bummer. So before I get training, I just want to give a big thanks to my boy Levi for actually gifting me these katanas for my birthday. They are from Japan and balance supremely well. So I'll leave a link to his channel in the description box below. Thanks, man.
I started off with the basic Kenjutsu hilt or pommel strike, drawing the blade without it leaving the sheath. Then, in one smooth motion, I drew the blade into a strike and put it back in the sheath. From there I expanded on the strike, adding a couple more with some forward-moving footwork. A staple concept of Kenjutsu is fluidity of drawing and resheathing the blade. At times, these motions can become strikes in and of themselves. So I made sure to not only reset my footwork, but my blade to develop this technique.
I'm gonna stab myself.
Next up were parries or counter-strikes. Used very commonly in the sport of kendo, a practitioner can bat away their opponent's weapon with the use of a short, swift, circular motion. I then played around with something called the Fool's Guard. Although it originated in Italy as a form of longsword combat, it works with the shorter wakizashi as well. I then practiced my low blocks, my horizontal blocks, and my overhead blocks, each of them having their own respective counter-strike. I went through the 8 basic slashes, and now it's time for some freestyle. I ended off my training session with just brainstorming a couple ideas with various techniques like grip switches and certain twirls.
These blades are actually dull or unsharpened, which is great for training. The point is still pointy for obvious reasons, but the blade, I can go like this and it doesn't hurt. I can go like this and I... Oof. Ah. Oh, what the... I thought those were... What the... Hold on. Okay, so I just took my hip sheath off and... My hand is bleeding. And God, it really hurts. I should not have messed with a sword. Do not do this. Ow! God. So badly, I need to sit down. Feeling really lightheaded. Psych! It's fake blood. Woo! YouTube, don't censor this video. This is fake blood. I was just joking around. That sword is not sharp, but please do not try this at home anyways.
After that small incident, I washed my hands and went inside to play my saxophone for the first time in a couple days. Okay, so I might have gotten a bit carried away.
So again, I will be working with the Iwato scale, which sounds like this. Let's see what I can come up with.
A few moments later.
Okay, think I have something now. Something along the lines of that. I need to finalize, work on my overtones a tiny bit for that piece because there's a lot of switching octaves. This new reed is hard to get low notes out. It keeps drying up a lot, so. I think I'll stick to what I have right now. Doing pretty good. Yeah. So what really gets me about these Japanese scales is just its uniqueness in general. When compared to a Western major scale like this, or even a blues scale like this. which have 8 and 7 notes respectively. The Japanese scale only has 5. Not to mention its weird interval jumps where it goes up 1/2 step, then up 2 whole steps, up another half step, and then up 2 whole steps, and then up 1 whole step to get to the top note. It goes like this, which is a half step, and then 2 whole steps, another half step, 2 whole steps, and then 1 final whole step. I don't know, it's just weird to get used to in my opinion. However, this opinion is coming from a non-Japanese bari sax player, so...
If all of that music gibberish went completely over your head, don't worry about it. We're moving on to dinner now. Can you guess what I ate? More Japanese curry. I am not even joking. To be frank, day 5 wasn't too pleasant. It was raining for a start, which might I add is a complete scam. It's called Sunday, not rain day. Or am I just missing the point here?
There's like a whole kiddie's pool worth of water on my table right now.
Nevertheless, I made the best out of my indoor situation. I found myself meditating more often and for longer periods of time. I also did a few clap and push-ups, because why not? However, after dinner, something strange started to happen. Whether I was writing my haikus or typing up my scripts, I felt constantly drowsy and almost fell asleep a couple times. So what did I do about this? I went to sleep. What did you expect? Monday, on the other hand, was far more enjoyable, as I got to work with another iconic weapon of the samurai, the bow and arrow. While I may not have an authentic Yumi longbow like the one you see here, I do have my brother's old competitive compound bow.
So I actually don't have a stand or quiver for these arrows, so like the uncivilized barbarian I am, I'm gonna set them on the ground and pick them up as I go. Lost arrow. Let's do this. Okay, that's all the arrows. Let's get it with 360 no scope.
Moving on from that, not only are they great soldiers, but samurais are renowned bodyguards. So you may be thinking, why do I need to know this information? Because it is the last day of my challenge, and I wanted to put my samurai skills to the test.
So I'm here with my friend Rip, and as part of my final samurai bodyguard test, he will be attacking this bag that I have to defend. So, let's get it.
The rules here are simple. A solid hit on the bag must be struck for it to count. Any grazes will not. I am to only use self-defense techniques, as going on the offense is against the samurai's Bushido code of honor. Here is my best of many attempts.
No!
My blade is stuck.
Back up, bro. Back up, bro. Move!
Oh, oh, no!
No, that wasn't my number. Bro, this dude is so heavy. I didn't want to actually hit you. Whoa, whoa. That was a good one. Yeah, I'm good.
Whoa, whoa! No! No,
I'm sorry, I hit you in the
No, that's okay, that's okay.
Clocking in at 2 minutes and 4 seconds, I'd say I did a pretty good job. Thank you all so much for watching till the end of this video. This project was a huge undertaking and required colossal amounts of effort. So if you enjoyed watching it just as much as I did making it, then leaving a like would be very much appreciated. That's all for today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!